don't know shit about the band, so why don't you guys like tell me a little bit about it?
Okay. I guess I'll take point on this. The band started in 2008, and it was a completely different genre. We started out like grindcore, hardcore, death metal in that mix. Um, and then I'm not sure if maybe we recorded our EP in 2008, released that, and then some of the elements in that EP were pushing us towards just to stick with hardcore, you know.
Yeah.
And then, we started writing new material. Um, we didn't see a release until 2015, um, and that has like 10 songs on it, and it took a lot out of us. I don't think bands are doing full albums anymore.
Yeah, they are.
A lot
A
of
lot
EP,
of ba
Oh,
but
oh,
well,
cool.
the albums coming out still.
I think it really depends on the band, but they like I feel like it used to be just like all LPs or mostly LPs with a few EPs, and now there's definitely a lot more EPs mixed in. Like bands will put an EP out, then do a full length, and then go back and do maybe EP, and then full length.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah, I think it kind of depends a little bit on the genre too, because like like but before I was in Supremacy, I was like mostly involved in the deathcore scene, and it's a lot of EPs
A
on
lot of
that.
EPs.
You know,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of EPs on that side.
So after releasing that 2015 album, we didn't see much uh, touring, so to speak. We only got one tour out of it. Things happen, people's schedules change, life takes you in different directions and stuff. So that's kind of where it ended. And then, we didn't really call it a breaking up. We just kind of left it in limbo. And for many years, Ron has been in my ear about getting the band back together and stuff. And um, I always tell him like, hey man, maybe not, maybe the time isn't right now. We'll see what happens. I'm not telling you no, but we'll see what happens. And this year has shown some pretty positive motion, especially when I said, hey man, I think we could do something. And wow, man, he had so many ideas in his back pocket. He was just like, okay, I'm calling this person, I'm calling that person. We're fixing to make things happen.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I bet, after being in the convalescence and touring as much as they did, getting off the road, and now he's like, fuck, I want to play. I got to do something.
Yeah, Ron's for sure been super eager about pushing things forward with this, and like I mean, like you said, being as busy as he was with T-Con and like as much as those guys move around and do things, I mean, even now, shout out T-Con.
Yeah.
Uh, but he was like just super eager to do something, and like when he hit me up about doing this, because like I'm not an original member, obviously. But when he hit me up about doing this, I was fresh out of another group myself that I had been involved in called Alpha Virus for a little while, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't. Me and Ron have been friends for so fucking long at this point. Like, you just figure it's a casual. Hey, what's up? What are you doing later? What are you doing this weekend? Whatever. He's like, hey, you want to play drums for this project that we're kind of bringing back? And I was like, what you got? Like, what is it? Like, I mean, it's Ron. Like, I've been friends with the guy for so long, and, respectively doing our own things, and it never occurred to me that he was gonna be hitting me up to play for something that he was doing, and especially on the hardcore side of things, like I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of always been one of those like I'm really into hardcore type of guys, and I've actually been saying to them, there he is,
Can
uh,
anybody hear me? I can't hear anyone.
You can't
What
hear
is
anyone?
going on?
What
we can
up?
hear you just fine.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Uh,
Hold up. Wait a minute.
yeah, let's give him a second.
Yeah, he's gonna like
There
start
you
hearing us, so let's not talk any shit about him.
I'm sure he'll want to weigh in on bits and pieces of what I'm gonna say here.
I wish I was that cat on the bed though.
What, being that close to Roger? All right.
Absolutely.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just
Okay,
fine.
cool. I was trying to connect the Bluetooth and it was like, oh, fuck you.
What's up, dude?
Fucking tired, dude. It's been a long day.
Yeah. Yeah, me
I just
fucking
rushed
too.
like a play. It should have took me 30 minutes here and I drove like a maniac. So I was like, I want to go home and not sit in the car this time.
Yes.
So
So I'm gonna say I fucking love your hat. I fucking love that hat.
thank you. Ruby's good friends of mine, man.
Yeah, dude's cool as shit. He's playing with fucking Overkill now.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking amazing, dude. Amazing people. Like, even
Taylor playing
Taylor.
with
Yeah, it took me a
Deicide.
second. Taylor. I love Taylor, man.
Yeah.
I used to I've been in their house a few times. There's actually one time when I was really big and they let T-Con go over there. And they had this like above ground pool, right? And they're like, yeah, you can go swimming in it. Well, it was just me. I jumped in there and I looked like a giant whale because like every motion I made, water would just go out the sides. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, watch this. And I'd sink down, water would come up, and I come up, I'm like a fucked up hot dog right now. Boiling over.
Hot dogs are sick, dude.
Hot well, I gotta do vegan dogs now, but I like the dogs.
Say that you can still have hot dogs. They make vegan hot dogs. You're good. Yeah.
Got
I
that
was
dog in me.
You
I
should
was just
just do
telling I was just telling Tom about when you hit me up about doing this and how I used to kind of like talk shit about how I was like not really into hardcore. It's not my thing. Yeah, yeah, but fucking
Now look at you.
Ron of all people would be the one to rope me in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now look at you into hardcore.
Yeah, no, we out here. We're doing things. It's gonna be
We
fun.
doing things.
Yeah, so what's the plan like moving forward with you guys?
So right now, we have the toy drive coming up. So Texas Hardcore Toy Drive, this December 14th is going to be our first show back with most of I consider the OG lineup. It's not I wasn't an original member of Supremacy, but I've been a huge part of this band since I joined. I joined in what was it, 2013, Dave, I want to say.
Right, because you had a big play in the 2015 release album.
Yeah. Yeah, so I did a lot around that, you know what I mean, and try to help it move forward. So I consider myself an OG, even though I'm not an original member. But me, Dave, and Steven just like started talking together and got everything back together. So this will be the first time that us three have jammed together since 2016 live. So I think Supremacy's last show was 2018, and it was just kind of they were just kind of doing stuff, not a lot of stuff, but shows here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the band hasn't been around in a while, so it's a big deal for us to come back. You know? So on that show we have God Hand, we have Virtue coming from San Antonio. I'm sorry, not San Antonio. Austin, same thing with Soul Exchange. We have Eyes Assault coming from Denver, and then we also have our local homies in Two Timer as well, opening up the show for us. It's all toy donations. Everything's going towards kids in CPS. So it's we're not doing toys for tots and stuff like that. And the only reason I didn't want to do toys for tots is because everybody always does toys for tots, and you know, I feel like we should give back to like the kids in the community for CPS. You know what I mean? I know all of us in Supremacy came from a very hard upbringing and stuff like that. So being able to give back to the community in the future is a big part of us. You know what I mean? Like we want to be able to spread that positivity and that love back to the community, just like how they were for us. Um,
So Like, where do the Toys for Tots toys go?
The Toys for Tots toys, they
Yeah.
they go to the military kids mainly. It's like the main thing. It's not even that. It's like, well, unfortunate kids and stuff like that, which I totally agree with that. You know what I mean? But we wanted to do the CPS because those kids are a little bit. I'm not saying they're more deserving or anything like that, but from me growing up, I saw a lot of people in and out of CPS, and
Yeah.
just them having that toy, you know what I mean, helped them out a lot. You know what I mean? I don't have any kids myself, but if I ever did, that was the last thing I'd want for them is if they did end up in CPS or something like that, or any of my friends' kids, to be able to at least give them hope. You know what I mean? Even if it's just a $5 toy, you know what I mean? That's gonna bring so much joy to that kid's world and a time of need when they need it the most, you know?
For sure. I think that's
So
but there's a lot of people who do a lot of benefit shit, and they when they do the benefits, they do the larger things, right? Like Toys for Tots. And I get it. I think a lot of the reason that they do those larger ones is because they're essentially vetted already, and it's a
Mhm.
lower threshold. They don't have to, like, for kids with CPS, you've got to go find the social workers and go through that avenue. Toys for Tots, you're just like, here, take this shit
Go.
and go.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
that was a big thing is we wanted to make sure that like we were giving back to the community, you know what I mean? Like how you just said these kids are going through a lot, you know, like some were dealing with molestation, some were dealing with abuse, you know what I mean? Like and then honestly, like sometimes the foster parents aren't the greatest, you know? So just
Yeah.
having that toy helps them, you know? I grew up with a lot of people that were in and out of CPS growing up, and the the one we're donating to is called Bear to Be a Resource. It's a local thing down here in Houston. Um, and I just think it's the right move, you know what I mean? Like especially like moving forward. Yeah, that's the main thing with supremacy is like we want to make everybody feel included. It's the thing. Is it's not about singling anybody out, you know. We want to bring everybody's mood and their presence of life up as much as we can, you know. That's been a
Yeah.
big part about us getting this band back together is brotherhood and family, you know.
It's hard, especially, you grew up in a broken home or what have you, to have that familial relationship with someone who isn't necessarily blood, but someone you fucking grew